more busting news. We last left off here, I guess. Some slightly time-sensitive stuff I want to talk about. Just, I got to see a movie. I was actually invited to see like 2 movies, courtesy of the good folks over there at Sony, who, as I mentioned in other videos, assume that, you know, I'm the go-to guy to, I guess, you know, have the black experience when it comes to a lot of these movies, and they send me passes to these movies. Free is free and what have you, and I'm about to lose already. But what I was getting at was I got to see 2 movies. One of them was and I just boppled. Whew, well, that's the first time so far. First time for everything. And they give me the nice little guide here, which is neat. It'd been nice if it was on the other round. But getting back on topic, Sony let me see a couple of movies, gave me some screener passes. One of them was a football movie about some high school that had an unbelievable streak. And the name escapes me because I opted not to see that movie. And the other movie was Get On Up, and that was a James Brown documentary, if you will. And it was pretty good. Not really a documentary. Documentary isn't the word. Maybe like, you know, whatever you want to call it. It's a movie on James Brown. And I had a good time watching it. Didn't expect it to. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. Partially because, you know, I go into those movies and I'm like, oh, here we go. Something else that I should wait till Black History Month to watch. Excuse me. But this one, it reminded me a lot like Ray. If you've seen that movie with Jamie Foxx. Not sure who the main actor is in this one who's playing James Brown, but he did a phenomenal job. Dan Aykroyd is also in the movie. Some unnamed actors or no-name actors, or at least not to me, you know, were in this, and it seemed like a long movie, but nothing that was, you know, out of place. The movie kind of breaks things up, and this is a non-spoiler review, if you want to call this a review, other than just kind of me talking about my experience with the movie. But it had moments in there where the movie would cut from a certain point in James' life to others. You know, it kind of showed you where it started off on a point and kind of built you back up to that point in his life. That's what I'm meaning to say. So it kept you on your on the edge of your seat the whole time. Man, I'm just boppling again. Damn. Might have to redo this, guys. But yeah, it starts out, you know, in, I guess, not really a present day, but a not so high point for him, and winds back to you know, his childhood, and each little scene kind of referenced a record he put out, which was kind of neat. And for somebody like me, I felt I could identify with James in a lot of the movie. He had a strained relationship with his parents who kind of failed him early on, and you know, a touching moment where he actually gets to see his mom, who, not really spoilers if you use Wikipedia, she actually left out on the family, and, you know, she admits it's because she loves them. And James is one of those pick yourselves up by your own bootstraps guys. You know, he didn't really need anybody. I kind of identify with that, but, you know, what the movie was showing was that you do need people. You know, you may think you don't, or you may think you've done all you've done without people, but people were there for you the entire time. For instance, his friend, Bobby Bird, who actually convinced his own family to take James in because, you know, he stole some 3-piece suit and couldn't get out on parole unless he had family. So, you know, the Bird family took him in, and Next thing you know, James is banging his sister. I mean, there's just all kinds of craziness going on. But, you know, he had that talent, which was, you know, singing and, you know, jive dancing, and they had the whole church behind it, but kind of, you know, used the church as a pedestal to get, you know, their style of music out there. There's a nice scene where he meets up with Little Richard, and he kind of tells him what he sees in him and things like that. And, you know, James had that confidence, pretty much arrogance, but, you know, mostly confidence, where he was like, hey, look, I don't need anybody. I can do this. I'm going to be famous. I'm going to be a star. And he had people around him, you know, telling him such. So when it got time to, you know, being trusting of family and friends, you know, he just didn't, he kind of rolled all that off. He kind of took for granted a lot of people in his circle, and things came around to, you know, like I said, point that out to not only himself, but, you know, to the audience, if there was any kind of, you know, message in this movie. Really enjoyed it. It was produced, I think one of the people I saw names was Mick Jagger, surprisingly. You know, there's like somewhat of a nod to the Rolling Stones, if you want to call that a nod, but I don't know. I don't know how to really describe it without spoiling a whole lot of it, but good movie, really good movie. Like I said, it reminded me of Ray. The movie itself, while not really in my genre movies, as I've said in other videos, I'd recommend. I'd see it again. You know, fun fact, you know, he was born in Augusta, Georgia, and that's where I have family that hail from. So it's one of those things where I'm just glad I wasn't born in that whole post-slavery Jim Crow era, or whatever you want to call that, because I don't know how I would have gotten by with shit like that going on. So anywho, I'm not sure where we are on time. Shout out to Brandy Nicole Holder, who wanted to see a review, and some folks on Twitter who like seeing some of these movie reviews that I post up. I enjoy making them, and I really appreciate you guys watching. So, you know, that's about it. Next up for me, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'll have to pay for that. That's not sponsored by, you know, anyone kind enough to throw passes my way. Really excited about that movie as well. Would have seen that tonight, but really wanted to check out and get on up and see, you know, it's one of those, if you pay for the movie, is it going to be as good as it was when you know, saw it free? I don't know. But me, myself, I am going to wrap it up right here. I'm inclined to, I kind of want to give it a 5 out of 5, but I'm not. I'm going to give it 4.5 Earthworm Gems out of 5. That's my rating, 4.5 Earthworm Gems out of 5. So, once again, like, comment, and subscribe if you liked this video. If you didn't, you hated it, and you thought it sucks, be sure to tell all your friends and spam it on all of their pages so they can be annoyed and hate me and hate you too. You know, we have that unity going on there. Got to stick together, right? So, anywho, this has been fun. I am going to be on out. I will see you next time, and until then, I am going to make like a bad check inbounds.
Please subscribe, or I'm going to get jumped by Jerry Sandusky in some bathroom. Please don't let that happen. Help a ninja out.